Hey everyone, just wanted to show you how ProPresenter is set up at the moment for us for live streaming. This won't maybe be the setup for always, but it's just the setup that we're using at the moment. Just wanted to show you how the screens are set up and then how we set up the different looks and adding media and creating all the different looks that you need to be able to run ProPresenter for live streaming at the moment. So when you open ProPresenter, the first thing you realize is that everything is organized left to right, and you'll be able to see from the left here you have your library, presentations, songs, and then playlists of stuff. And then if you look here, you'll see the media bin, and then on the right here is where you have your preview of what is going out, and you can select which screen you want to preview. You can preview here the LED screen. These are the different screens that have already been set up, so you will see them as I show you how to set up a screen. If you look at Sunday's playlist, this is what it looks like. And this is very familiar. This isn't very different from what we normally have. So let's look at setting up screens. You go to screens and then configure screens. So with ProPresenter7, you can create as many screens as you want. I mean, as many as the computer is able to handle, and as many as you have on hardware. So at the moment we have LED screen, which is the big screen in the middle. We have a screen for lower thirds. We have a screen for salmon slides, like I showed you in the little video before. And then we have a screen for TVs. If you wanted to set up a different screen, you would go to plus, and you can create a hardware screen. So at the moment you see this color LCD screen is the screen for the laptop. This is for the LED screen, and if we plugged in any other screen, it would show up here. So if I plugged in, I'll just show you here. If I plugged in so this here is HDMI for stage display. I'm not sure if you can see it here. If this manages to focus. Well, it says stage display on there. It's HDMI, and that's HDMI to USB-C. So basically, take that, plug it into the computer. And that's what I'm doing now. And when you plug it in, it should show up as a different display. So when that happens, you go in, add, and you'll see that screen has been added. But currently that is already set up as the stage screen, so that's our stage display. You can see it here already set up as the output. Now if you wanted to add another screen, so I'm going to show you how to add a network screen, which is a NDI screen, which I was telling you about, network display. You go new NDI. At the moment we're using 1080p 25 refresh rate, and then you can name it something. I'll call it new NDI, and that's it. So when you create it there, you can also name it here as well. So this screen will show up on the network somewhere, and any software like OBS, which is our former software for streaming that we're using before. Currently we're using Ecamm Live. It will notice this screen as long as it's plugged on the wired network. It's better to plug it on the wired network than Wi-Fi. Wi-Fi is a bit unreliable, as you might know. So that screen will show up, and you'll be able to pick it up on Ecamm Live or OBS or any other of the streaming software. So we've set up some screens here. So the songs one is a lower thirds lyrics setup, so that we're able to push out a look that has just the lyrics at the bottom, which we normally used to do using a different computer. Sermon slides is just a screen that just has at the bottom the sermon slides graphics, where you can put somebody's name, the person who's preaching, Pastor Duncan's name, or the different notes that he wants to be put up, scripture, all the different things that you want to put up there. That's a different screen. And the LED screen, which I've already shown you, is the hardware screen. Then the TVs, which is already set up as well. When you plug them in, they show up as well here. Great, so that's setting up the screens. Now we move on to setting up looks. So when you set up screens, you can edit the looks of how these screens will look. So you go screens and edit looks. If you see here in worship, for example, which is a preset that we have already, you have the LED, you have the songs, you have sermon, you have TVs, you have a new NDI, the one that we created. So these are the different layers. We know that ProPresenter works with layers. It works from top to bottom, from bottom to top, sorry. Video input is the one at the very bottom, and then it goes media, slide, presentation, announcements, props, and then mask on the very top. So you can select what you want to be shown on each of the different screens. So for example, on the LED screen, we don't want props to be shown, we don't want announcements to be shown. There's a new announcements layer, which is something you can see in the tutorials of the videos that I've sent you already. On renewed vision, here you can set up a different theme or template, what we used to call template, for each screen. You can set up a look for that screen to be using a specific template, which is really cool, which means you can have different templates for different screens and still run them at the same time, which is a really powerful feature. So then you have slides. You can enable slides, which are basically song slides or anything that is in terms of words. Then you have media, which is video, and then video input will be if you have a camera that you want to put in there, so you can also do that on ProPresenter. So on this one, LED screen, we have slide, we have media, and we have video input. We don't really need video input, but it's fine, we can leave it there. On songs, on the songs layer, all we need is the slide. And then we're using in songs, we're using the template we're using, or the theme we're using is lower thirds video, and it's lower thirds live. Then on the LED screen, the template we're using is LED screen Avenir, which is the font that we're using. And then on the sermon screen, we've put it on the announcements layer, and then I'll show you how that works in a minute. TVs, we just want slide and video input, maybe not a video input. All we need is just the slides. We don't need any backgrounds on them. That's a setup that we've chosen. We can change that if we want. This is the new NDI screen which I created. Great. So we've set up the screens, we've done look setup, we've done what we want to look, how each of those screens, how we want each of those screens to look, excuse me. Then we're going to look at setting up audience looks. So for at the moment, when you press the first slide of the song, it should bring up the look that we want on the LED screen and disable everything else on the other screens, if that makes sense. So at the moment, if you look here, the LED screen shows the lyrics, right? And it has the backgrounds for it, and that's what it looks like. If you look at the song screen, you will see that it has the lower third lyrics. If you look at the sermon slides, there's nothing because we're not using that. On the TVs, we have this because that's what we want the TVs to look like, and that's it. And then if you look on video, if we play a video, it won't be there on the TV. It won't be on the songs look. It won't be on the LED screen look, but we've set it up so that's on the summon slides look, because that's the one we are pushing out to be received on Ecam Live. So Ecam Live has two looks, one for worship, which is the songs look, and then the look for sermon and media. So if you look on the sermon slides, you will see that is the sermon slides layer. Now, how do we achieve this? You'd ask me, how do we achieve being able to have looks put on different items in the playlist? What you do is, once you've set up your playlist already and you've decided what goes where, which we've already decided that the songs go to the songs look and the sermon and media go to the sermon/media look. You select your item. So if you put in a song, go to a song, right click it, and then add action, and then audience look. If you look at audience look, you'll see worship or media. So let's say we're gonna add a song that wasn't there. Let's say the worship team is doing a set list, and we've had a set list and they choose to do another song. We'd go we'd go songs, search. Actually, we'd go just to the search button, hit search button. Let's say they want to do Agnes Day. Okay, we'll just drag it, put it in the playlist, put it where we want it in the playlist, select the song, make sure that it looks the same as all the others, go to LED screen Avenir. So now it's looking like that. Make sure that this is 1920 by 1080. So that's good. That's all looking good. And then we'll go on the song, first slide, right click it, go to add action, audience look, worship. So that when you hit the first slide there and clear everything, you should be able to just see the song playing on the screen, the LED screen. So if you select LED screen here, you'll see that the song is playing with the look that you want specifically. And then the sermon slides has nothing. Songs look has songs and then lyrics at the bottom, and that's it. So the other thing is anything else. So this offering one is on a different look. So this is being sent to the sermon. So audience look is being sent to media look. So that's, yeah, so this is the media files, videos are being sent to the media look, which, if I show you what that looks like, is if you go to edit looks and look in media, you'll see on the sermon screen you have announcements and you have media. So anything that is being sent to the announcement layer or anything that is media will go to the sermon screen that is on the Ecam Live software, which is our streaming software. So the sermon look will be something like this. If you look at the sermon last week, let's go to playlist, Sunday 12th July. Love is episode 1. So this is using a template or theme which we've created. So if you click on sermon slides, you'll see it there. So the way I've created these slides is I've created a new theme called, if you click on theme, lower thirds video, and love is scripture. Love is name is for the name of the person preaching. Love is scripture is the scripture. Love is title is the title, and I'll show you those in a minute. So when you click on the sermon, you can see, if you hit edit, this is a slide with a name, so somebody's name. This is the series title, and this is the scriptures look, and then there is this is a quote one, and this is a title one, so like, you know, like a point in the sermon. Then you go show. So that's what the sermon one is looking like, and it is going here. You see, you can select which layer it is going to, so the presentation layer or the announcements layer. So it's going to the announcements layer, which if you look at the looks, if you go screens, edit looks, you will see in the sermon look is the announcement layer is enabled, which is here, this one here. So if you click this, that will clear the announcement layer. You see that shows up there. And the announcement layer is not enabled on the LED screen. So if you do this, it shouldn't be there, but it shouldn't be there anyway. So yeah, so when you're switching from one item to another, make sure to clear everything. So let's say we're going from this video item, let's clear. So make sure to clear everything first, and then before you play an item. And when it is done, clear all, and then go sermon, and then it will show up, so that you have a clean slate every time that you project, or every time that you push out any media from ProPresenter. I know it seems and sounds a bit confusing, but when you start using it, it will make sense. And if you have any questions, you can ask me and I'll explain. I'll be happy to explain to you. But I just thought it is good that I give you this intro so that you know. Currently, what we're doing with media items, so that you're able to control them better, we're creating presentations. So this is how we're doing it. So you go presentation. So if like it's video news or any video items, you go presentation. Sorry, we actually go plus and then new presentation. Let's say it's video news test. Okay, let's just call it that, new, and then right click there, and then you say add media action. So that's the way we're adding videos at the moment. Let me just check what video this is. Let's see, video news online app. Okay, so let's just drop that on there. So we have that there. Now that video news that we've created, that file, we drop it in the playlist. So Sunday 12th July, sorry, that is there. It's now in the playlist. So what we do now is add on an audience look. So right click, every single thing that we put in the playlist, we need to add a look to it so that it goes to the right screen on our streaming software. So add action, audience look, and put it in the media layer. So when you push this, it shouldn't show up on the LED screen. It will be playing, but it won't be on the LED screen. It will be on the sermon slides screen. I know that's a bit confusing already, calling that, but it makes sense on the other side. So that's basically how we're working it at the moment. I hope this is helpful for you. If you would like to come in on a Thursday and have a look at how we're doing stuff, Thursdays are a day for rehearsal and practicing, so you can have a look at how everything is running. Otherwise, if you have any questions, feel free to ask me and I'll answer. Thank you.